This is the best pot roast recipe I've ever made. I did it in my crock pot. It was super simple, very few ingredients. It turned out so tender, falling apart delicious. I want to take it back and show you how I made it. So get out a pen and a piece of paper because you're going to want to write this one down. And if you're new here, my name is Kristine. I make cooking and gardening videos. Come with me. Let's get started. I am going to be gone all day today, so I want to have a dinner ready when I get home. So I am going to keep this really simple and easy and put everything in the crock pot at once. We're doing a pot roast, if I didn't say that already. And normally with a pot roast, I'd put the vegetables in later, but I'm not going to have time for that, so we're just going to see how this works out. We like a lot of carrots. And this is what they look like after I get them all peeled. Since the pot roast is going to be cooking all day and the carrots are going to be in there all day, I'm going to leave these on the bigger side so they don't get too mushy, and we'll see how that goes. I'm just going to leave these potatoes whole as well. I need some onion for another recipe, but I just need a little bit. So I just thought I'd throw the rest of the onion in our pot roast. This is what I need for my other recipe. I'm just going to pop that in my refrigerator for later. It's actually for a curly cabbage recipe. I'll probably make a video on that. I don't really care how this gets chopped up because this is just going to melt in. You won't even see any of this. It'll just provide flavor. I think I've done a few pot roast recipes that I have on my channel. I should do a playlist of just pot roast. But I feel like every time I make a pot roast, I do it a little bit different. So I thought, why not show you this one as well? This is 3.65 pounds. When you buy your chuck roast, make sure it says chuck roast. No words in between, no shoulder, nothing else. Chuck roast. I am just going to season this with salt and pepper and some garlic powder. I'm going to brown it up first and then throw it in the crock pot. Salt, pepper, garlic powder. I need to refill my spice jar of garlic, but I buy it in this bulk package, and this is what it looks like. Into my hot pan, I'm adding some avocado oil. I'm going to season this side. Okay, it's been a few minutes, so I'm going to give it a flip. Beautiful. Let's put this in our crock pot. I added some water to this pan, and I just took a second to get all the bits off of there because they just provide such great flavor. Now, in no particular order, I'm just going to dump everything in. If you've seen any of my videos, you know that kettle and fire is my absolute favorite, And I love this chicken bone broth. So even though this is a pot roast beef, I'm going to add a little bit. I like to mix my chicken and beef broths together because sometimes I feel like the beefy component is just too much. I am going in with a little, I know I just talked about this not being too beefy, but I do always add a little bit of this, like just this much. And the last ingredient that I'm going to add is this mushroom seasoning. I love this product. I will link it down below. The ingredients are mushroom powder, salt, mushroom extract, vitamin B, and calcium. And I'm going to add a tablespoon. I'm just going to kind of get that down in there a little bit. Let's get this going on low, and I will see you much, much later. Okay, it has been 6 hours. I am just going to, well, I turned the crock pot off, as you can see here. And I'm just going to uncover this and let it rest for a little bit. And I am going to make some rice. Because if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I am lately obsessed with jasmine rice. And I use it with everything. So this is no exception. I might thicken this up a little bit just with some heavy cream or a little cornstarch and water. I haven't decided yet. I came in after being gone all day, and the house smells fantastic. I didn't rinse this, but I probably should have. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't want to rinse it when I want to toast it like this. So I don't know. I'm kind of hit or miss. And that's it. In 15 minutes, we'll have some rice. I turned the heat back on and covered it because I did decide that I wanted to do the cornstarch slurry. So even though it's not quite boiling yet, almost, it is nice and hot, I can see. So I'm just going to give this a stir. It's been sitting. Just equal parts cornstarch to water. That is going to thicken up nicely, and we will get this dished up in just a couple minutes. You guys, this pot roast was phenomenal. The meat was falling apart tender, yet the carrots were absolutely perfect. I would definitely do it again this way, where I put all the vegetables in at the very beginning and just let it go. The gravy does look a little thin here, but it did thicken up over time as it sat in the crock pot. So again, the cornstarch slurry was a great call. This had really, really good flavor. So simple, hearty, comforting. It was just so delicious. As always, I will include the full written recipe down below in the description box. And I just want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to hang out with me in the kitchen. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. Subscribe. It's free. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye, guys.